Okay, so a very quick video on what is an edge. And the reason for it is I've seen elsewhere online a few people talking that which obviously quite new to trading, and they were talking about betting on the different prices moving in horse racing markets, and it became apparent to me quite quickly that they didn't have a specific edge, or they're kind of not almost aware of an edge. So they're kind of just like blindly going into the markets and betting on which way the price is going to go. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong, and probably down to emotions and stuff, they're losing out. But the key is having an edge, and even more so if you can, knowing what that edge is. So I went the long way around when I was learning about trading, and all the time it took me. So take it from me, you're far better off trying to take the shortcut. But I watched thousands of hours of horse racing markets, and it didn't really click for me straight away that you needed a specific edge, an advantage over the market, as it were. Little niche situations where you're like, there's a very good chance of me winning here, and then literally you just choose to participate in them situations, and that's pretty much what an edge is. It's the advantage bit. It could be time with the TV pictures and stuff like that. It could be a routine set of situations depending on sort of like where the prices are within the market and stuff like that. It's a little hint. But you need a specific edge over the market to make sure you extract as much profit as possible over the longer term, and the more you understand that edge, the easier it becomes. And it's quite easy to watch loads and loads and stacks of markets and still not know fully what that is. And there's certain situations where I look at price and I think that's going to come in, and I don't know 100% why, but the key thing I'm trying to say here is if you understand your edge, then you can actually scale that up and make a lot more money from that edge. You do need to practice in the markets, like I say, but these guys are also talking about practicing in the markets, and they're saying that, like, obviously in the evenings, this time of year in the winter, there's not a lot of horse racing markets in the evening, which is unfortunate in some ways, but I see an advantage in others because it's it's spare time for you in the evenings to sort of double down and find situations where you can read about them, learn about them, be it online, be it through books, which is absolutely massive. Recently I went to a event organised by Bet Dak at Ascot Racecourse, which was great, by the way. Thanks for that, Bet Dak, if you watch this. But there were some interesting people there, and one guy suggested a few books to me. I've ordered all of them. I've started reading one of them already. This one came in the post today, and I haven't read it yet. It's Zen and Poker, and the Art of Poker. And I think that it will probably be quite helpful to me, actually. But people are often quite negative about it. They're like, oh, books, takes up your time, and you spend money on books. If you buy 5, 10 books, whatever, and they're like 15 quid each, it's like maybe 150 quid in books or something if you buy that many. But at the end of the day, what do you get back from the books? You get back far more, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, this one's 14 quid, but absolutely worth it, I'm sure, by the time I've read it. And if I didn't, then hey ho, it's not a huge loss. Compare it to a loss in the markets. And what did you get back for it? There's so many losses you have in the markets, 10, 20, even worse losses, and at the end of it, what did you get? What information did you get? You got very little to nothing. In fact, there's the Warren Buffett book. Some time ago I read this, and I didn't quite finish it even. It's a massive book, but basically it wasn't about the markets and trading the markets, but Warren Buffett, obviously being who he is, made a comment in that book, and everything just seemed to click for me. What I was doing in the markets at that point in time, everything seemed to click into place, and obviously the amount of money I've had from betting exchanges since then has been huge. So for the sake of, like, I don't know, if that was 20, 30 quid even, that book, absolutely worth it. It's just an investment as to your learning, really, and it's one that you actually get something back reading than if you just bin some money in the markets when you made a bit of a rubbish mistake. So basically the key point is this: swat up, be a bit of a nerd, really, and it will help. I'm not particularly a nerd myself, but it has helped massively over time. And the last thing I just want to say, really, I don't want to be negative at all, but just be a little bit careful about who you listen to, particularly on the internet, with some of these things.